Hello, my friends. I'm sure you probably are wondering, what on earth is that? I was thinking about the little song that was, we all live, we all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine. Anyway, this is a sweet potato. You guys know this. And it just so happens that I grew this. This was the last one that I grew for, it's been out of the ground since, I think maybe August was when uh, was whenever I harvested these. And then they sat until the first part of September. I only got about, 5 or 6 pounds this year. There were maybe, a dozen or so. This was probably one of the largest ones. And it was one that I found about a month or so ago. And so it was so pretty, I let it sit on the counter. And we went on vacation. And when we came back, here it had all these sprouts. I mean, it was probably sprouting when we left, and we were gone 9 days, and I didn't even realize it. But isn't that beautiful? And these, if I broke them off, they're called slips. And this is how the sweet potato starts. And then if I broke that off and put it in water, then it would start to get roots, and then I could plant that in the ground or in a pot. I'm doing the grow pots this year, and I want to see how well they grow. So anyway, I just wanted to show that to you against the white and let you see there's different ways of doing this. Like I said, you could break off. This happened to be another one that I grew that it's feeling a little slimy there at the bottom, but here's the sweet potato. You can see it, and here is the root. Isn't that incredible? This thing has to be about 18 inches, and the way I did it was just broke off I cut off a section of the sweet potato and stuck 4 toothpicks in it so that it would hold it up, and then I put it in water. And this is a great project for kids. It really is so much fun. Anyway, it started to sprout here on the side. It started to root here on the side. And so I'm just going to let it go back into that water so that it has something to drink while I'm talking to you. And then every couple days I would come and change the water, and so it stayed clean. Well, we were gone for 9 days, and I can tell you that this got a little bit. Let me just go down here a little bit more. We're gonna, there we go. And I want to show it to you this way. There we go. So that you're right on it. And in 9 days, I had it up to the top. Well, in 9 days it had gone down here, but because those roots are so extensive, so long, it was fine. So that's one way of doing it. And now I can take this out in my garden, and I can go ahead. I mean, look at how pretty that is. Look at, I've already got the vine starting. And what will happen is these will just take off, and this root here will then grow like a tuber, a thicker stem, and then that thicker stem at the end would start to thicken up, and it would then form a sweet potato. So that's the crux of it there. So there's different ways of doing it, and this is one way. This is one way of doing it, where you're taking this and planting the whole thing, up to there in soil, and then just letting those roots go and go and go. And then there's another way of getting this, and I just wanted to show you this. I've seen other people do this, and I thought, gee, that's very clever. You really want to provide this with some moisture if you want to get these all to grow up. And one great way of doing it without causing it to rot is with sand. So we're going to try a little sand. Going to center it in the sand. You can see that. You can see that. And I'm going to just put a little bit of water around it. I don't want it soppy wet, but I can see. Let me just give it a little bit more sand. There we go. And I'm going to nestle that in there. Isn't that great? And so that's the other way, is that you can just do that, and then whenever these come up, you can either break them off, and you can start them in water, just like I did, or you can take them, if they have nice roots, and you can go ahead and put those out in your garden. You can go ahead and plant those. And let me just take you off here a second. Hang on, just one sec. Hello again, I'm back. Okay, this is, like I said, this is just the two different ways of doing it. One is you could put it in wet sand. You could get loads and loads of slips. Remember, each one of these produces a plant. So we could break that off and root it either in water, like I said, or you could just go ahead and take it and put it in some, I think the moist sand is more for putting the tuber in and keeping it that way. But I would guess you could probably also root that in some a little wetter sand and with a little bit more water. But anyway, it's worth a try. And for people who haven't tried this, these were store-bought. This was originally just a store-bought sweet potato. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't organic. It just came straight from our Publix. And I did basically this routine with it, was cutting off a top and getting it to send up some shoots. And then these shoots, which are also called, once you break it, it's a shoot now, but if I broke it off, it would be considered a slip. So it's you can see what color it is, and the skin, the flesh of it is orange. Let me just show you turn it upside down. And that's a very pretty, and I made a most delicious sweet potato pie with its brother about a month ago, and I mean, it tasted every bit as good as a pumpkin pie out of the can. So all good. Anyway, garden what you've got, and I hope you guys will give this a try. I'm giving garlic a try this year, and having success with it. So I think it's fun to try these different things, especially if there's no real money involved. I mean, the cost of a sweet potato isn't much, and you can try it and see if it works for you. So take care, everybody. I hope you'll come back and see me again real soon. Remember, garden what you've got. Bye-bye.